this filling and emptying of water across plants' roots is not a great way of delivering nutrients. What about if we made like a steam? Not hot steam, but just a gaseous version of all the nutrients, and that way it just filters past the plants and they can just pluck it out. And this is called aeroponics. It basically takes really, really tiny little droplets of water, kind of like fog, and that fog is filled with nutrients. And this can times faster. So aeroponics is super exciting, and there are companies growing potatoes aeroponically. So basically they have the plants up top with some styrofoam, and they like punch holes in there, and they let the roots just dangle down, and they fill it with this mist. Then, when it is cutting out a lot, it's because my internet connection is dodgy. I can't get a good internet connection in my house, unfortunately. There is nothing I can do about it. There is a silicon shortage, and I cannot get NBN or broadband to my house. So, unfortunately for this week, we're not in the studio. I'll do my best. I might be able to turn down the rendering somehow. There might be a way I can streamline it, but I'm hesitant to fiddle with it too much. I might just see if I can check the settings. Stream. My stream should be back up on Twitch. I'm just going to see if I can change my settings to be less. Sorry, one sec, guys. I'm going to try and reduce the quality of the video if I can. Transform, order, advanced audio properties. Actually, there's a way I can do it in here, which is I might just... feel free to dump any cool questions you have in the chat now. Hopefully we'll be back in the studio again next week if COVID's still settled down. Figure video, resolution. I might be able to drop the resolution. Let's have a look. Can I drop the resolution? I'm just going to see now if I can. It might not make too much difference. It's no good. It says we're online on Twitch. Let's have a look. Are we online on Twitch? Maybe? It says we're live. It says we're live. I'm hesitant to play with it too much because generally when I fiddle with it is when it breaks. So I'm going to quickly stick... I'm on 480p now, so hopefully that might make a difference. And we've got our guest coming in 8 minutes, which is really exciting. Okay, fingers crossed we can keep it. Okay, I know how, right? There was like just... links. I also have some exciting news just while we're here. So we're gonna be talking crypto in a second. I'm gonna talk quick bit of bio. BioFoundry is moving. We are moving our open source laboratory to an inner city location. Coinciding with that, we'll be starting some regular weekly lessons in a range of microbiology, mycology, and molecular biology, and I'll be running some social events. One of which is going to be an astrobiology meetup. So please keep an eye out for that. I'll share it on my Facebook. If you don't already, please follow that. I'm very, very excited. And I'm also very excited about getting some plant science happening. So I've been reading a book. If someone wants to drop a link in there, it's called Plants from Test Tubes. Now basically this book explains to you how to do plant tissue culture at home. It's basically like biotech for plants, but people have been doing it for quite a while. So, which is that you don't just have to put a seed in the ground to make a plant. You can use a cutting, right? And you can put it in, getting cuttings to grow roots. You can cause them to grow shoots. Now you can do this with any cell. So we can do all sorts of funky things where we can turn we can get a hole punch, put it on a leaf, and then turn that leaf into tens of thousands of individual plants. And this is often how nurseries get the volume of plants they're going. They don't work from seed. And this is something that I only found out reasonably recently in the past 5 years. And something that I've been really excited to do, and I will definitely do it in the weekends. I'm going to try and run some regular weekday events, and then once every couple of months, I'm going to try and run some intensives across Saturday, Sunday. There's a link there. It's a really fascinating book because it's one of the few high-level science books that's actually targeted at the amateur. It's quite straightforward. The protocols and the equipment that's used in there, the language that's used in there is very accessible. So if you read a scientific paper, they're going to be using stuff that you're going to have to spend tens of thousands of dollars to get, and even then you might not be able to. This book says how to do it using aluminium foil and alcohol that you can get from Bunnings, and it's very, very exciting. It's something that I'm trying to turn into a series of courses that we can do. If it's something that you'd like to do, please don't hesitate to reach out to me, because if I know there's enough demand, I'll make it happen. My most successful course that I teach is one growing mushrooms, and that actually came out of a similar book called Mycelium Running and the Mushroom Cultivator, which is a book by Paul Stamets, which is basically the equivalent of this book for fungi. Visual quality is much better on Twitch. Awesome. 480p it is, guys. It's probably a lot less information being sent. Hopefully soon we'll resolve our silicon shortage and you will be able to download me straight into your brain via the NBN. One thing that I'm actually very excited about is Starlink. A lot of people hate this because of the impact it has on the night sky, but I love Starlink because Elon Musk has shown that our government should be better than it currently is, especially with respect to NBN, that he can make an NBN that covers the entire globe. You can be on top of Everest and get Starlink, and it's faster than internet in Australia right now. It starts at about 100 megabits per second, I think, and the fastest I can get in my apartment at the moment is about 80 megabits per second. So there's no reason why we shouldn't be getting this, and I think it's very likely I will get Starlink at my house before NBN is able to be piped in here. And now I already have a little box in the wall that enables me to connect to the NBN network, but I can't connect because I can't get a modem, and at the exchange there's not the right piece of equipment. Now this is basically brought about because Rupert Murdoch didn't want fiber across the whole country, because if that happened, it would cause Foxtel to have less subscribers. So he launched a massive campaign to get something called a mixed technology network that ultimately fucked most people, especially people living in cities. If you're in the country, you got a good deal because they ran fiber out there. But if you lived somewhere in Sydney or Melbourne, you probably have HFC, which is a far inferior technology. I'm just going to quickly catch up. I'd love to see some citizen science plant stuff. My background is in botany and biochem. Awesome. I'd love to run some projects with schools as well. So some kits together. And one thing I'm real keen on doing is looking for novel antibiotics by culturing plants, especially native Australian plants. I'm hugely passionate about Australian plants, and it's something which we haven't done heaps of research into. There's a lot of bush tucker, especially plants, that haven't been commercialized in Australia, and it's something that we should look at growing because Australia's a really unique country. Now, it is 2 minutes till 8:30, so I'm just going to check to see how our guest of the night is going. He is on his way. So he left at 8:21 and he said he will be here in about 15 minutes. So he's going to be here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. I'm very excited. As you might know, there has been a big crash in crypto and a lot of people are very, very, very upset. So Dogecoin is crashing. Bear in mind, it's still higher than it was during the start of the boom. So there's basically been a boom period that went from about $20,000 up, and then it's come back down. It's about 40,000 now. The top point was about 80,000 or something like that. But in the last 24 hours, 26% of the Dogecoin value has been wiped. Now, does anyone have any questions in the last 5 minutes? Anything they want me to cover? Any science questions you have? I'm going to take a second to get. But I'm happy to do any Q&A. any questions you've had throughout the week, any science questions, please ask me. I love answering anything that you guys are interested in. I don't want to start anything too intense of my own stuff before Crypto Mike gets here, and then we'll roll with the crypto theme through to the end of our segment at 9:30. There was a debate on Twitter recently about continuous glucose monitors for non-diabetics. What do you think? Will it help people, or will they be more confused by the data? I actually support it. Like, broadly, this is part of the quantified self movement, and I think that there's some technologies that we've got to be a little bit cautious about. So, like whole body MRIs when you don't have anything wrong with you that you know of. I think this is a bit of a problem because it's, at this stage at least, because it's a bit of a fishing expedition. But I think collecting more data is always good in the long run. Should they be using it as a diagnostic? Well, maybe. Like we've seen from my understanding now, there's some limited support for fasting being having some support for longevity, but I think catching diabetes or metabolic syndrome or any of these things, insulin sensitivity and stuff, these things are really good if you can catch them early on enough. Now, I don't think you should be monitoring them on a daily basis. I think what you should be doing is monitoring them with your GP on a monthly to quarterly basis, so you can have your eyes open about any changes that might be happening. I think that monitoring glucose and insulin levels is actually really important. It's probably the most important thing you can measure on a daily basis in your body, and it's something that we're going to see happen whether we like it or not. This is going to become a part of Fitbits. I remember reading a science fiction book when I was in high school. This is going back 20 years now. Pre-Fitbit, pre-internet actually, about a ring. And the ring was a molecular monitor that monitored all of your symptoms, monitored all of your body all the time. It was only available for rich people. And basically, this person went to a third world country and said, I wish I could help you guys any way I could. And they're like, we want your ring. And he goes, well, I can't give you my ring because if they notice that I pull it off and give it to you, they'll cancel my insurance and I won't be able to afford a new one. And he said the only way you could even take it is if you stole it from me. So they said, well, are you really serious about helping us? And he said yes. So they got a gun and they put it to his head and they cut off his hand with a machete because that way he could claim the insurance, and they also got the ring that could help them because not only did it monitor, it also synthesized the solutions to their problems. So if they were diabetic, it would, monitor their insulin and secrete it back into their body. Really cool idea about having this ring. Not a cool, social consequence of having this type of technology in ultra-processed diet versus an unprocessed diet in our random order crossover study. So I think what is really interesting is if we're trying to monitor it continuously and one parameter, it won't yield what we're looking for. I think the real value is when we have a huge amount of different data collected across an entire population and we start to feed this in as an annotated data set into a machine learning algorithm that can start to pick up patterns that we aren't looking for that are correlated with conditions that we might not be aware of. So when we're thinking about this could be things like cancers or conditions or schizophrenia, who knows? It could be anorexia, it could be all sorts of things. But based on an annotated data set to a machine learning algorithm, we can find things. We don't know why they're there, and we don't know what we're looking for, but a machine learning algorithm can sort signal from noise. And that's where I think the real power gives us all the answers to our crypto. Now, if you're interested in crypto, if you have any questions about the blockchain, questions about where this technology is, please put it in there. I'll do my best to get Crypto Mike to answer them when he's here. Now, Crypto Mike is launching an exciting new cryptocurrency. I'll be talking about it quite a lot on the stream. He's precious minutes away, so I'm keeping an eye out for him now. Now, with respects to the continuous monitoring, the movement is called quantified self, and it's been around for a while. And I think that might be Crypto Mike at the door. Please give me a moment. Here we go. Crypto Mike, everyone. I'll be bringing him in. Please stay tuned. Mr. Meow, let's put some through. We're not in our normal studio. We're not in our normal studio this week.
There's some dogs here. Look at these little dogs.
If my real estate is watching.
I mean, oh dear. There are no dogs here. There is
Now,
no animals. It's all
animals.
water.
Please come and take a seat,
Thank
Crypto
you very
Mike.
much. I'll just jump over here.
There we go. We're using this microphone today. We finally solved our audio problems. Here we go. Please, everyone, a warm welcome to Crypto Mike.
Hello, everyone there on the
what is
encrypted
that?
waves. Yes, I'm.
So we're actually streaming this week, and we've noticed there was so just quickly, but to get you started, there is a Bitcoin crash. There's a Bitcoin crash.
I know.
Crypto crash.
I know.
What's happening, Crypto Mike? Can you explain to us how do we end up with a crypto crash?
Let me take this here for a
Please.
second. I'll just explain to everyone. Surprise, surprise. You know, of the cryptocurrency, the outdated system, the this dinosaur of a system, really. We need to acknowledge we're entering the post-crypto era here.
Post-crypto.
Post-crypto era. That's right. There's a new system.
Like postmodernism, we're now
I've heard of this
post-crypto.
after crypto, because this is just falling. The prices are falling. You know, the Fibonacci react is happening. You know, so this is just happening all over again. And there's a new system that I just have to assume they're true.
That's the startup way, isn't it?
That's how you do it. And so I just thought I'd just go ahead and
Serious,
you know,
the stocks?
it's
Yeah,
all the
Ledger?
Australian cryptos, they're gone. Alpha Zero 2007 is going to come in and all your, this just doesn't make any sense anymore to hold in this antiquated system, this dinosaur, you know.
Yeah.
So that's and what was the other part of it? There was some sort of like I missed it.
Is dollar cost averaging the best way to invest?
Dollar cost averaging is the best way to invest. This is for those who out there don't know. Dollar cost averaging is when you get the dollars and you cost them on an average way. You just get the average of them and you cost them in that manner. So that's how you do it. That's, you know, some people, it's a bit hard for people to understand that. It's a bit hard for people to.
Now, sorry, we've got some interruption happening here. I just had a dog. No, not a dog. We don't have any dogs here.
I understand. There's no. What are you talking about?
Definitely. Bump and interrupt our stream. Bear with me while I get the chat back up. Now, you have got a table of contents. Okay,
No.
we are back here, and I'm just going to make sure that
Are we online? Are we there right now? Are we on?
we are online.
Right now, online on the interwaves
We are
through
surfing.
the
We are surfing
through the Ethernet.
through the Ethernet.
Yeah.
We are connected. So please drop your questions for Crypto Mike
Please
in
do.
the chat.
Questions, whatever,
Some
you know.
of you might be a bit curious. Where does an idea like this even come from, Crypto Mike? Now you didn't just come out with this out of the blue. Like you do your research. Is that right?
No, I
You went into
know
the history,
I know about
right?
crypto intuitively. When I was 7 years old,
I
understand the system.
I hear this from a lot of people, like Musk. You know this Elon Musk guy? He
I know where
claims
he
he
borrowed
reckons
20
he
bucks
knows
off
it,
me.
but I think he's just manipulating the stats.
Yeah. Well, look, some of us we're just like that.
Yeah,
You know, some of us. It's not really. It's more than genius.
Okay.
It's just like
post genius.
Yeah, post genius.
There
That's
we
a
go.
great. That's it. So
Yeah.
That's what we should call it. That's very good.
So-
It takes a post genius to know one. That.
Now, thank you very much. Very flattering.
We got a question?
So what?
No.
It was a question called test, or maybe it's a test.
Oh, test. So anyway, with test. No, that's
Yeah.
a test.
So what history led you to
All right.
creating this post-crypto market?
So I'll tell you about the history of cryptocurrency first. So because I understand the system
Intuitively.
and I knew this when I was 7 years old. My birthday, just like that.
Yeah.
So there was this guy. His name was Satoshi Nakamoto. You might have heard of him.
I've heard of someone.
Satoshi.
He's a mythical creature.
Well, that's what a lot of people think. But if you
Oh.
know the system, you understand that he's a real guy. He was from Eastern Mongolia,
No.
and he invented cryptocurrency in 1969.
69. That was when they went to the moon.
That's right, the same year.
No one was watching.
Yeah, no one was watching this. He was busy.
So while they
he
were going to
wasn't.
the moon, he was getting ready to go to the moon.
That's it. Well, not just going to the moon. Well, he was thinking, let's go to the moon. That's right.
Yeah.
Just the moon. Just on a side note,
Yeah.
why are we just going to the moon?
Yeah.
Why aren't we going to Alpha Centauri. I don't know,
2007 Alpha.
Let's start
That's
thinking
what
in
we need.
post-crypto. Anyway,
Crypto.
so there's this guy, Satoshi Nakamoto,
Yeah.
1969. Neil Armstrong's going up.
Yep.
He's actually not even watching the launch.
You're kidding me.
He's
the only person in the world.
He's concentrating. He's got got bigger things to fry, bigger fish to fry. And what they did was before the internet. So they just used typewriters back in the day. They did. They used typewriters to type up the encryption code. 7-1 hashtag. Skeleton. All the different encryption methods.
So it was a blockchain, but on typewriters. This is an analog blockchain.
Yeah, that's right. An analog physical blockchain. They've actually got the blocks still over there. They're sandstone cube blocks, about half a meter by half a meter.
This is a revelation.
And in between each of the blocks, they've got these chains that go along. They've got them over there, and that's the foundation of the system.
I never knew where this phrase came from.
Yeah, but you can't just see this is a flawed system. This is antiquated.
Well, the blocks are a bit big, right?
They're heavy.
Yeah, and the chains.
They're hard to move around.
Chains are good because they show that each block is part of the chain. There's no argument.
They connect them. They're rusting though. It's been what, 1969? It's been 77 years. So
these need to be heritage listed.
Yes, they do need to be heritage listed. They need to put something on them to protect the chains.
Yeah.
But this is a flawed system. So like what they actually do.
I want to bring this into the modern era.
I want to bring it into the modern. I don't want to bring. I think we need to move away from this. This is a. I mean, sure, maybe in some sense it was somewhat of an inspiration for my system, but this is
Become a long way since then.
We've just moved on. This is not. This is like the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Compared to the aliens, the super aliens.
How would you improve on the Mongolian blockchain?
Right. So let me just say one more thing. So what actually happened? Like these days.
Yeah.
With crypto.
Yeah.
What actually happens when you use your app?
Yeah.
You're buying Fangles.
Okay.
You're buying Facecoin.
Yep.
What actually happens then is that the encryption is sent over to the Bank of Mongolia.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the people, staff there, have to verify each transaction as it comes in by hand on the typewriters.
So when I go on right now and try and buy some Bitcoin,
like that.
There's some. Is it because
every time
cost of labor in Mongolia is cheap?
Well, it's part of the transaction fee. So when you pay
it costs a fortune.
That's what it's what is it, $50
ridiculous.
a Bitcoin transaction now?
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's because they unionized.
No.
Yeah, I know. Just 6 months ago.
That's why
it's so expensive.
Unions.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to get them down.
It makes so much sense.
Yeah. So what actually happened was that when they take the they type it in. They type in the encryption.
Mm-hmm.
They have to verify each transaction.
Yeah.
This is a government
on paper. Typewriters. Yeah.
This is a government-run organization. The red tape everywhere.
Of course.
So slow, so inefficient.
So much room for innovation.
Over in the United States, we are all about free enterprise. Mongolia, it's a government-run state.
Sounds like they need some liberty.
They need some liberty. We should go over there. I've been in the military.
You're a veteran.
I am a vet. I'm a proud veteran. I've been over there. Hand on heart, Scouts honor.
Yeah.
Go over there and sort out this red tape mess. But I'll tell you what happens is that get on the app when you make a transaction, right?
So I'm buying some Bitcoin from you, or whatever.
When you do your transaction, a Mongolian banker has to type it onto the typewriter, the full encryption.
Yeah.
They have to then post it. They put it in a letter.
Post it. This is what takes forever.
They post it to Elon Musk over the Atlantic Ocean. Elon Musk has to open up the letter, then read out the encryption code to the cryptographer, and hope. I know. You see, now it makes sense.
That's where the crypto comes from.
That's right. That's the name, the cryptographer. Cryptographer is a key person.
You're dropping so much history. Thanks, guys. I'm so happy we've gotten Crypto Mike in to tell us about the history of crypto, because I was clueless. I didn't know how much human labor was involved in this supposedly breaking technology. It's like crypto is ancient.
Yeah, it's like crypto's ancient. It is ancient.
It is ancient.
It's so old. It's so over. It's done.
Genghis Khan was probably somehow involved in the absolute origins of this. Yeah.
Back in the day. Right back in the day. Have we got some questions there?
No. We have. Are there any calculations on the energy requirements and emissions for a post-crypto world?
There's no. There's zero.
No energy.
Zero. It actually makes energy.
No.
Yeah, it actually makes energy.
So the more crypto there is, the more energy we have.
Listen, you keep using the word crypto. This is not crypto. This is alpha.
Alpha.
This is a different system.
Yeah.
You know, every time someone makes an alpha transaction, they make energy.
Now, we've got a comment from James Gilronan.
Hello, Mr. Gilronan.
Please say hello to him. He's a fantastic guy.
Hello there.
I think he's a big fan. He actually told me before he's a big fan of yours, Crypto Mike.
Actually, I've seen him wearing some technology from future transportation technology. This man, he's into that kind of stuff.
On his Instagram, he had that. Yeah. He's becoming very famous. We have a dog scratching. That must be why Elon Musk is so rich. His job is the most important because he reads out the crypto code to the cryptographer.
To the cryptographer, you know. Okay. Yeah, that's right. And the cryptographer doesn't actually. He should unionize. His name's Jeremy Anderson.
Yeah.
And you know, there's just one of them.
Now tell me, Crypto Mike, there's got to be a better way.
There's got to be a better way. I know, right? I know. Meow, you're teaming me up. Thank you so much. There is this system that I have been telling you about. And look,
What's the name of this better way, Crypto Mike?
It's Alpha Core.
Alpha Core.
2007. So
all of these.
Did you get that there? It's 2007, you know? Not like, okay? It's Alpha Core. All right? So listen, I'll tell you a bit about it. As I said, you know, I've got no training in this, okay? I've got no experience when I invented this. I just know it intuitively. You know, Musk understands certain things intuitively. He says he's an engineer and whatever. Sure. But I am level 7 on this. I understand straight away. And we're not going.
What on earth did I do? There we go, we're back.
Hello there. Yeah, sorry, hello there. You need to get this computer hooked up to the Alpha Core system. It's not encrypted. You're gonna have Mongol getting all your information, you know, and they'll be able to look. Just make sure everyone knows about this, because this is how you make currency. I was gonna say money. You know, I don't say money anymore.
You don't.
Because I don't say money. I don't say let's make some money. Let's make some alpha, because that's the old system. Fiat currency, crypto. It's all about alpha. Alpha Core 2007. Now, listen. I was just saying that we're not about going to. I hear this all the time in crypto. Let's go to the moon. Let's go to the moon.
Yeah.
The moon is fucking boring.
Yeah, it is. We've been there already. We don't even go to the moon anymore. It's so boring. You know who goes to the moon? China.
I know. The Chinese, they're not even going there for. Like, it's not even there. There's like dust and rocks.
Yeah.
And then go to, I'm Elon Musk. Let's have a big doobski and be like, oh, let's go to the Mars.
He did that on our competitor's show. On our competitor's Joe Rogan. He did that there. Who? He smoked a blunt. Yeah, exactly.
Joe Rogan.
Who is this guy?
Joe Rogan.
So what do you say? Where do you want to go? You don't want to go to Mars.
Listen, we got to go to Alpha Centauri.
Alpha Centauri. You heard
this is Alpha Centauri. This is where we belong. This is where we're heading. We're not just having a system here for currency trading. We're having a practical, real-life use for the new currency system, ultimately to get us up there, to go to Alpha Centauri and have real-life conversation with aliens.
You heard it here, folks. This is the future of the post-crypto world. Now, some people might say
they are whoever you're listening to that, they are just having a laugh with you. They're having a joke.
Do you think somehow they're invested in this for themselves?
I mean, they must be. Like, sometimes I go on these Facebook crypto forums and stuff.
There's a lot of them.
They're all over the place, you know? They're all over the place. And they say, you know, they constantly they're like, okay, everyone, at 3 o'clock this afternoon, we're all going to invest in Dogecoin and make a big difference.
They say you have to have diamond hands. Do you want diamond hands, Crypto Mike?
We don't need to have diamond hands. We need to have Krypton hands.
Krypton hands.
You know, like Superman?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Like, it's the same, that's the rocks. And you know where we can mine them?
Where?
Alpha Centauri.
Of course. It all makes sense.
It makes sense. It all comes back around now. Do we want infinite energy? Do we want to save the whales? Like, we know where to go.
Now,
so,
please, does anyone have any questions?
Please ask some questions. I know all about this, you know.
Any questions about cryptocurrency? Now is the time to post them. I'm interested in any comments or questions that you have. If you're interested about how we can help the environment with crypto, why Bitcoin is dead, and I'm just going to put the name of this new crypto, Alpha Core.
2007.
2007. Now, if people wanted to get involved with this project, Crypto Mike, if they wanted to invest, how would they go about doing it? Could we even invest? Because you said it's not money; it's currency.
Well, it's like this, you know. It's what you have to do is it's quite a complex system. Okay, to get the Alpha Core.
You want to make it hard for people. That's
Yeah,
the opposite
look,
of what
I know. It's difficult at the moment. We're working on it. It's a very complex, system to understand. What actually happens? Let me just quickly explain how this works, and then people will be able to understand. In the future, this will just be intuitive. Babies will understand. Yeah, easy. Like it's faster than instant.
Yeah, faster than instant.
Yeah. So what happens is that I'll send you some alpha, and you'll be like, oh, I've already got it.
Now?
Yeah, you've already got it. Like, you've already received it.
One sec.
Yeah, it'll already be in there.
I have the alpha on my phone. You haven't even sent it.
Yeah.
You just told me 5 seconds ago.
I know.
How does it break? That breaks the laws of physics.
And just as a test, let me grab my phone out. It's just in here. 1 second. Let me have a look.
That's amazing. That's amazing. This truly is the future, people.
My phone in the car. Anyway, but look, here it is. Actually, it's on my computer. Here we go. See, just here. See, I've got a transaction here.
I can see
from Meow-Ludo Gamma Disco Meow-Meow.
Scheduled for an hour in the future.
Yeah, it's scheduled for an hour in the future.
No.
Yeah. In an hour's time, you'll send me the alpha. That's how fast it is. You know how it works? It works through the cerebral vortex. So, the cerebral vortex.
I'm a bit familiar. I'm quite familiar with neuroscience. I haven't actually heard about the cerebral vortex before.
This is the cerebral vortex.
Is this something we're born with, or is it something we're inside?
It's inside. We look. Scientists are just beginning to understand it now. It's because why? It's because scientists have been doing this thing where they test hypotheses instead of just going ahead and just being like, okay, let's just assume that one's correct. And so what happened was my team of scientists were like, let's have a think for a second. Is there a cerebral vortex in the middle of your brain going around, collecting the photons, getting right in there? And there is. So this is how this is the foundation of the system. And it's spontaneous, neural connection with Zion, of all places, in the Matrix. You remember in the Matrix?
I remember, I thought
it's
that was
actually
science fiction.
No, it's real.
No.
It's real. Wait, is it science fiction?
Did you eat the red pill or the blue pill?
I had both.
It explains a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
questions.
Ben's a few minutes behind. He's actually on Alpha Core. That's why he's looking back in time.
Yes.
Right? He's actually in the future. No, Ben, you're actually exactly where you need to be. Where is the best place to get Alpha Core injected into your body?
That is true. We have been experimenting with that. Ben, you must really be quite ahead of the curve. Steve Morello. Thank you very much. What we actually do is we have a spaceship. And they have on there, like in Star Trek, there's warp cores, and we have the nacelles there, up in space. People talk to me, and they're like, that's just Star Trek.
Yeah.
But that's real. That's actually happening right now.
Do you actually have... Star Trek is real.
Star Trek is actually real, but because we have a temporal connection with the future, there's Starfleet, there's we have to really start thinking about the Borg.
You actually got a mark from the future, a Star Trek mark, didn't you, Crypto Mark? Do you want to show the audience?
I do. I've got a special. I went into the temporal cerebral vortex of my mind.
Yeah.
And I flipped in there. I went onto the Starship Enterprise. And they said,
I can't believe it. It's so incredible.
You know what they said? They said, it's Crypto Mike. Look at him. There he is. You're so famous from the past.
But I guess no one would believe you if you just came back without some record.
I know. So they gave me. I'm gonna show it. Okay, I'm gonna show it.
Here we go.
Here we go. So this is my special mark they gave me, which is the.
Look at that!
It's like a Star Trek.
It's embedded.
I can communicate with the Enterprise at any moment. Okay, I can do that. I'm not gonna do it today. It's like an emergency beacon.
Yeah, you don't want to just like be calling Captain Picard.
No,
right?
No, I couldn't do it. It's okay. Yeah, I'm just not right yet. I know. Yeah. Okay. No, nothing. I mean, nothing happened there.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we're safe now.
That's where you inject it up on the ship. Okay.
In the ship.
Steve,
where in your body?
You send me an electronic vortex, and I'll tell you how to get up there. Okay. No worries. Yeah. Go on. Yep.
Can you communicate with each other using Alpha Core?
Yeah, it's a full system. This thing.
That's what's missing from crypto at the moment, right? They're just money. Yours is a currency, and it's not just a currency of money. It's a currency of communication.
It's a communication system. It's a legal system.
Yeah.
It's an ethical construct designed to make us more harmonious.
Yeah.
And more. I mean,
so this fuses things like the flux system we've got for politics now, and money, and ethics all together.
Yeah, that's right. We've actually used flux as the vessel for the main ethical construct. It's an amazing political party.
I think absolutely incredible.
When we were researching the system, we came over here and we consulted with some of the Flux party, and we were like, "You guys have got it going on." But it's it's got all those things wrapped up into one. It's when you have alpha,
of a bigger system, right?
A massive system
Speaking
too.
Of which, we actually have a question from the
yes,
audience.
please.
Ben has asked how are more A-core units created? He's even dropping the
acronym. He knows about it.
Lingo, right?
This is Ben, is it?
Ben Wilson.
Probably Ben Wilson.
Sorry.
How are more alpha units created? There is infinite.
Infinite.
There is an infinite amount of alpha. Limit. You know, that's what we said when we were designing the system. What's with all these limitations? Each of the coins in this crypto world.
How do you get rid of the limits?
There is no limit. There's no limit. We are going to Alpha Centauri. We are going to go to the supermassive black holes. We are going to Andromeda. Come on, you need to